My name is Mackenzie Stevenson. I'm a freshman at TCC, and this is my final project for communications. I chose the topic of social media in the 20th century. Generation Z is the first generation of cell phones and social media be the prominent parts of society all of their lives. Looking back to only a few decades ago, written letters and landlines were the prominent way of communication. Fast forwarding to now, 8-year-olds are having smartphones with millions of apps to download and games to keep you entertained for hours. In the 20th century, social media platforms have become a controlling factor in society and are affecting our relationships with people. The negative media factors that are affecting these relationships are its ability to contort the truth and addictiveness. Future generations are in trouble due to these influences, and from this are being manipulated by businesses and addiction, causing low self-esteem and social skills. When social media began, it was simply a way of communication with friends and family, even if you're thousands of miles apart. Throughout the years of media growth, it has transformed into a foundation of the world's society. It's used through businesses, politicians, and organizations to reach a bigger market. The years have transformed it from simply a use of communication and fun to now only a profiting and competitive platform. With this, the growth of social media, people have began to create exaggerated, perfected, or false information. The 90-minute Netflix documentary, The Social Dilemma, does a great way of showing and supporting this very problem. It brings to light how the idea that we can ignore or avoid media influences isn't really in our hands anymore. Social media allows you to see only the smallest snapshot of people's lives and think it's amazing. We start to envy other people and change our lives to look like everybody else's. Medias are constantly trying to push their own agenda and will go to any lengths of doing that with contorting the truth. Another side of this type of falsity in social media would be through real facts and even politics. Anyone can post anything for them, and for the most part, Americans believe what they read on their phones. News and gossip spreads through posts, shares, and comments extremely fast. An article written by Maggie Fox at NBC News talks on the topic of media and says, "Falsehoods spread like wildfires on social media, getting quicker and longer lasting pickup than the truth. It was real people doing most of it, usually ordinary people too. They found out so-called verified users and those with many followers were usually not the source of some of the most popular untrue virtual posts." Fox brings awareness to this problem of falsehoods through the platform that people are spending hours of their day on. Media throughout the whole world fights for your attention and will say anything to get it. People give power to what they focus on in their day. Adults and even children are now spending hours a day scrolling through social media, even when a majority of them believe that the platforms are causing a negative impact. Brooke Xavier writes, about 2/3 of Americans, 64%, say social media has mostly negative effect on the way things are going in the country today. Then why do people continue to use media if they believe it gives a negative impact on the world? They feel like they can't live without it. Brain studies showed that a test in the media stimulated certain nuclear responses as cocaine or gambling. Social media is addictive, not only mentally, but also chemically. Our brains are rewarded with a small amount of dopamine, and it makes us want to come back for more. It then builds into a habit. The media platform businesses today are made with the intent to get you addicted to their content, whether that be good for you or not. They've estimated about 210 million people suffer from social media addiction today. From this addiction, people may have a deep-rooted problem such as low motivation, low self-esteem, depression, or even anxiety. Having this kind of constant stimulation and entertainment on your brain affects both children and adults. We have started off with social media as a fun way of communicating and meeting new friends, but through its addictive qualities and people misusing the power of media, it's become a problem in society. Though social media may appear to make our lives easier, it also largely complicates it. People may see it as harmless, a good way to stay busy or money-making business. Though, to what extent are we going to put ourselves in the future generation under mental consequences for entertainment or money? Along with its addictiveness and ability to hide behind a screen, it is putting a separation between people, person to person interactions. Social anxiety is shown through people and has skyrocketed more and more as social media has become a staple in the society. Reed from Psychology Today explains that anxiety seems inextricably linked to the use of social media. This causes a divide between people and allows them to self-isolate behind a screen. With all of this being said, the media itself is not bad or evil. It just holds a huge amount of power, and we need to be careful when using it to create it for good in the world. By creating a safe environment simply through just our pages and comments that we go through and supporting, we can have a healthier platform. We just need to take these steps together and work on this. Thank you so much.